Hi guys, my name is Shani and I am doing some Bible study at the moment and I'm looking through Obadiah, and I thought it would be really cool if I shared what I've been reading and see how you guys are getting on with it. It seems to be about God's expectations for our actions when other people have done us wrong, and when other people have done us wrong we kind of feel angry or upset towards them, and the last thing we're going to do is pray for them that they would be feeling better about themselves, that things would go better for them, because it seems like a total anti-action. You know, they've done us wrong, so we're going to pray for them to have a good life. But that's exactly what God put in the Bible for us to act like that, because Christianity and following Jesus is really all about doing what Jesus did, and Jesus found all these people and blessed all these people that would eventually hang him on the cross. And that is one of the hardest possible things that anyone could ever do, is know that these people were going to kill you, and to be healing them and praying for them and loving on them. And yet today we find it really hard just to pray for someone who may have said something bad about us or said something rude to us, which is really what we're supposed to be doing. And he talks about in Obadiah 13, you should not march through the gates of my people in the day of disaster, nor look down on them in their calamity in the day of their disaster, nor seize their wealth in the day of their disaster. You should not wait at a crossroads to cut down their fugitives, nor hand over their survivors in the day of their trouble. The day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your own head. So basically, if we feel like someone has done us wrong and we treat them really badly in return, that will be returned back onto us again, either through another person, through the same person, through another disaster, through something like that. So we really need to be trying, even though it's so hard, I struggle with it, a lot of people struggle with it, is humility and turning the other cheek, as a lot of people like to say when things like this happen, because Jesus wants us to be forgiving. And as hard as that is, it really does ring through true in Obadiah. And sometimes it's hard to understand that some people will lie their way into a job, or they'll lie their way into getting a better grade or things like that. And that can be really hard to take when that person ends up getting something out of their wrongdoing. And we kind of think, well, I've had to work really hard to get to the same spot that this person is, but they seem to be having a better time with it and they did all the wrong things to get there, so maybe I should do that too. And that's exactly what Jesus doesn't want us to do, because that wouldn't be following him. These people may be gaining from doing the wrong things, but God will take them down in his own way, and it will be a perfect way. Like we always know that when something bad happens and we can't seem to get out of it and don't know what's going on, eventually something really awesome will happen where we'll be like, oh, God had it the whole time, he was all over it, he was handling it, and we'll feel relieved. But it's still, we've had that time of, why isn't God doing anything about this, why is this so unfair? But then God's sitting up there going, don't worry about it, I've got it, calm down. Still, when God does take them down, or God does do something that pulls them back into place and more in line with going towards him, we can't rejoice in that sadness or whatever it may be. We can't rejoice in their brokenness, because that is also not being a Christian. There's not following Jesus if we're happy that somebody else is sad. And as hard as that can be sometimes, when you kind of feel like they've got a bit of a God smack, a little bit of a God karma in there, we can be like, oh, they got it, got what was coming to them. But we have to be even more diligent in praying for them then. Basically, Obadiah's message is that God is love, so we must go and love everyone regardless of how they treat us, which is one of the biggest challenges that I think comes through in the Bible, is loving those who hurt others or do things to others that aren't nice, or do things to you that aren't nice. So we must treat others with love and respect regardless of what they've done, and pray for them. That's the massive thing, is to pray for them to be directed to Jesus, because if they're directed to Jesus, they'll be feeling like they need to do more to get to where Jesus wants them to go. So I hope I didn't just ramble you into oblivion, but yeah, pick up a Bible, read Obadiah. It's a great book, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will make another video soon. Bye!